are at Shelters by Jesus podcast, and we are so excited that you're with us, you're watching, you're listening, you're hitting subscribe, you're hitting like, you're sharing with your friends, because that brings money in. And if you want to help get people off the street, you go to sheltersbyjesus.com. If you'd like to give, it's $9. We'll get somebody off the street. We also have 4 books out written by the dumb hick from Skowhegan, me. And they have 2 prices, $10 are free. And you put your name and address right there and tell if you want books 1, 2, 3, or 4, all of them. We'll mail them right out to you. You also can call the office at 207-474-8833 and give them your name and address there, and they'll ship it. But the other thing you can do is get a tour. When you call that number, say, I'd like a tour, and you'll meet the residents. You'll see everything we have. And we're just excited about you being a part of this. So now, on to the podcast. All right. We're continuing with a podcast series I've been doing on residents. We got 2 ladies with us. One of them just told me her age. I don't know how old the other one is, so I'm not guessing ages because every time I do, I mess up.
52.
But 52. All right. I wouldn't have guessed that. So,
thank you.
Yes. Well, I didn't say which way it went.
24.
So anyway, we have a couple ladies with us. I personally haven't really got to know them. I know them by sight and by name. That's about it. I don't know their stories, their backgrounds, or anything. And so that's why it's been with a lot of them we've had in lately. So you're going to get to know them along with me, and they'll get to share some of the stuff. So first of all, we have KRIS. And Chris Moore.
Yep.
And Shannon.
Colette.
All right. I got the first names. I didn't know the last one. So let me start with KRIS, so she's closest to me. So first of all, KRIS, what led to homelessness for you?
Well, I had never been incarcerated, and I was, and this thing, I would have never thought this would ever happen. But I lost my home. I lost everything in there. And I went to like 8 motels, ran out of money. And then I came here. They gave me a bed. They gave me food. They gave me shelter. They're very nice people, and I feel really good about that, because I'm not out in the snow, I'm not walking. I mean, like 4 o'clock in the morning in Skowhegan. Now, I lived in my house like 20 plus years, and I'd never been told to do anything. Well, I kind of don't like it, but whatever. And then I lost it. And then I went to like 8 motels, like I said. I ran out of funds. And then my daughter-in-law brought me here because I couldn't stay there for whatever reason.
Yep.
But anyway.
Yep.
And it's a big transition for me because I never had to do anything like this in my whole life.
I've heard that story about 1,000 times over.
And the thing is, I used to watch TV, and I'd say, if they have an income, why don't they have a place to live? Well, now I understand. I get this. I believe God put me here to understand people and see how people actually do live. Because I was living very high. I had everything. I had my home, I had my car, and did whatever I wanted to. Now I'm, fighting just to make, like doing emails, and I never did that. And I still hate it. And
I don't like them either.
No. And so that's it. It's a hard transition. I'm hoping to get a place soon, but I don't know. But they're good to us. They're not telling me to leave. And like I said, I just never thought it would ever happen to me.
Wow, never heard that story ever, John. It never happened to me.
Well, because I'm classy, I live, and, I never looked down on them. I just looked and said, they have an income. Why don't they have a home? Well, I've got an income, a good income,
Yep.
but I don't have a home.
There's a lot of them out there with incomes without a home because they can't afford it. Yep.
And so it's pretty rough for me now,
Okay.
for my health and everything, but
All right.
I'm working through it.
There you go. So that's what, anyway, that's how you ended up homeless.
That's right.
So, Shannon, I'm going to ask you other things going on, but we'll just start with this.
Okay.
What led you to be homeless? I mean, you're still pretty young, but people 20 years younger than you, you know, yeah, they hear their parents. So
yeah, I've been in the past. I've been homeless a couple times. I wouldn't say anything like this. I always had people's couches to sleep on
So
or something.
You did couch surfing.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't this. I should say it wasn't the whole experience of it. But I became homeless. I was it about a month ago. I got here. I don't remember what day of the week it was. It was a random day of the week.
Yep.
So I moved to Maine about a year and a half ago from Massachusetts by the Boston area. Moved up to Bingham not this past Halloween, the Halloween before.
Boston to Bingham, no, that's a change.
Yeah. So I was literally in Boston before I moved to Bingham. So I was living in Boston.
I've lived in Bingham. That ain't Boston, honey. I'll tell you right now.
It's nothing like Boston.
No.
Rock and roll.
But rock and roll. But it was I came up here because my daughter was up here. I had been finishing up some time in a halfway house at the time, and my daughter had moved to Bingham with her father up here. And as things were going, him and I had always stayed somewhat close. We've had our battles, but we've always kind of stayed connected, and we figured, let's try it again. Let's
sure.
For our daughter.
You weren't outright enemies.
No, and we've never have been, never will be.
Yep.
And he has had his struggles with me and between my daughter. So, anyways, I am a former addict. I am an addict. Once an addict, you're always an addict.
But you're clean right now.
Yes, I've been clean for 3 years.
Well, there.
I've been clean for 3 years. Yep.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank
you. That's really good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But I also have a lot of mental health issues. But not just the mental health issues. Along with the mental health issues comes a lot of medication.
Right.
And sometimes that medication can have adverse effects.
Correct.
Such as overly drowsy, kind of coming off to the appearance that you are on drugs. And then there's the overwired part. So you're on the other drugs. So the other side. So, he's gone through a lot of that with me, and he just sorry wasn't enough anymore.
Yep.
I promise I'll change. I'll do better. I'm going to do this. Sorry wasn't enough. And I don't have anybody up in Maine.
Right.
So it was call my mom, who was having like life-threatening surgery the next day, and say, "Hey, Mom," she had an aorta aneurysm.
Oh wow, that is life-threatening.
And I didn't want to hinder that surgery or anything, so I was gonna be like, "Mom, they're kicking me out right now." So he said, either I'm bringing you to a hospital because there's something going on with you, or I was like, bring me to the shelter. I did not know this shelter was here.
Me either.
Did not have any clue. Actually drove to another shelter. They happened to be closed, so I didn't go to there.
Okay.
Came here. I was like, oh, thank God they're not going to take me today. I was like, well, I can ride this one out for a couple of weeks. So I was like, well, at least they're not going to take me today.
Yeah.
So I come in. I'm like, crying. I'm like, how soon can you take me? Well, this afternoon. I was like, oh, This is real. This is real
You
now.
got real in a hurry.
This is real.
Yep.
So it had been a little while coming. We had talked about me coming to a shelter before.
Yep.
So I was scared but prepared. I really don't remember much from the first time I was here, the
Yep.
first day.
Yep.
But all I remember is how nice the person doing the intake was, Tom.
Yep.
About how he just did not judge you. He was not judging me.
Yep. Tommy's a
At
good
all.
boy. Tommy's
At
a
all.
good guy.
That's all he kept saying. I'm not here to judge you.
Yep.
And it made it a lot easier. A lot easier. And then they showed me around, and I was like, is this for real? I was like, do they have places like this in Boston? The shelters are get in, get out, get in, get out. You're lucky if you have everything by the time you leave. Like
Yep.
you get no. This is like a safe place that I slept very well in the first night I was
You
here.
did.
I did.
And
I
with,
slept.
and battling, not addict stuff, but battling up and down with your
Yeah,
med stuff.
yep.
That's saying something.
I was
Yeah.
amazed. I was amazed because Marilyn brought out a mattress. She brought out
Yeah.
sheets and everything.
This little
And,
lady.
you know,
Yeah.
I
She
mean,
is.
Cool.
you guys do treat us good. You don't judge us. Every now and then we get a little tussle, but we make up.
Yeah.
But you want to keep on going.
Oh,
I got,
no.
all right, and I wanted to add 4 o'clock in the morning a few weeks ago. I didn't know where to go. So I went to Reverend Tanner because he's my minister. And the church wasn't open. And I was crying. My hands were freezing. I had gloves and everything, but I was so cold. I was crying, and it was like ice on me because I was crying. And I knocked at the fire department, and they were so sweet. They brought me in, gave me a blanket, pillow, and coffee and hand warmers, and I went to sleep. And I think it was like 9:30 something. Reverend Tanner came and rescued me.
Oh.
So God is good, you know.
So now you girls, you both sleep actually in the sanctuary.
Yeah.
But that's one thing, we don't always have a room, but if people come in, they go, you got beds in the sanctuary, but it looks a little different, but it works, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And so when a room opens up, of course, things change up, but in the bunks, but you girls basically come into a mattress and a box spring, right? That's about what you got.
Yep. And I bought a new mattress, and I was just as happy as I can be.
Yeah.
And I love the girls there. I got to know them, and I got to learn to mind my business. I was just trying to help too much, and I need to take care of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a bunch of siblings here.
Right.
That's the best way I can describe it.
Right.
Families, you get along some days, but
Yes.
if you're in proximity, same proximity, every once in a while, you're going to do something. Go rub somebody there.
I feel like we are family.
Yeah.
I call her
Yeah.
my daughter.
Yeah.
But I draw the line getting into her business. Yep.
Stay out of her business, woman.
That's right. We made that pact.
So, what do you think about the rules we have here? That's the one thing people hear about, and they go, "It's really rough." The rules.
I like most of them. I mean, rules, but the thing I really like is going to church, because that's something I was not faith-based.
Yep.
Coming in here, I've
Yep. That's been a shocker for a lot of people.
Yeah, especially sleeping in the sanctuary.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look at this.
You're in church.
I'm like stuck in church now.
Like was it last night that Seth was preaching, or the night before that?
Last night.
I don't really like him, but he made it. He did a great job, and I was listening. Amen. And I went and told him.
There you go.
because I gotta let go of this little crap. And
Yep.
I just don't like being yelled at.
Uh-huh.
I can't handle that, especially with men, because I've been abused all my
I see.
life.
I see.
So that's why
I'll try to remember not to yell at you.
you didn't. He did, but he
I don't
did
think he will.
apologize.
Yeah, he does well.
He did apologize.
My staff here, they work very hard at what they
and I
doing
know he's under a lot of stress.
They all are.
You all, you guys
We
are
are.
all.
Yeah.
But you're always happy. I've never seen you mean.
Yeah, but I'm weird.
I am too.
Yeah, so,
I am too.
Yeah, I'm so old now, and it's like everything
Right.
runs off. What are you going to do?
Right?
So,
So it's an adjustment. It's a really big adjustment.
well, of
isn't it?
course, I couldn't imagine, myself going in, my
Yeah.
wife and I, into a situation like that. I mean, you're used to having your own, make
Right.
your own mind up, going where you want to go, when you want to go.
I
You don't
wanna
have a
be told-
curfew.
right, I don't want to be told what to do.
I know.
I don't want to go to church if I
Yep.
don't want to.
But you don't have a choice.
I do.
That's it.
That's right, and I do it.
I know you do.
abide by it.
So,
And
that's,
like I said, Seth did that last night,
Yep.
and I went up and told him that.
I've had so many come in, and it's been funny because they tell me, oh, well, I decided, I really don't want to go to church. And I said, did you sign the contract? Well, yeah. I said, well, you got to go.
I
But
don't even remember doing it.
but you don't want me in your service because I don't believe what you believe. I said, I didn't ask you to believe anything.
Exactly.
You just got to go to the
Yeah,
service.
that's
Right. I said, that's part of
Yep,
what you
that's
do. You
right.
sign up.
What
I said, I do
did.
my part. I'll see to it you're fed, you got clothes, you got a bed,
Mhm.
all that. You're safe, and your part is
Right.
you go to my service.
Right.
So anyway,
That's not much. Not much to ask.
there you go. So do either one of you feel unsafe here?
No.
All right.
I don't feel unsafe.
That's a biggie because
No.
a lot of
And
I don't know much about other homeless shelters, but the one thing I hear from a lot of people coming, especially ladies, is they felt unsafe where they were.
Waterville. I was
So-
there, but I didn't spend the night.
Yeah.
I
Well,
got rescued, but the guy was nuts. So that's why I ended up 4 o'clock in the morning freezing.
Yep.
And like I said, the fire department, they really go down that hole.
Yes,
It's
they do.
really weird.
Is that cool?
Yeah, my phone died. I wanted to video everything
Yeah.
and I'd go down. They were so sweet.
They're good
They
people.
took me in,
Good
and
people.
they are awesome. And I get to know people here, and like I got to mind my business. So I get to know people here, and I like them. Some I
Good.
don't, but that's okay.
Well, you're
I
not
don't have to like them.
you don't like
Yeah.
everybody anyway. Nobody does.
No, I don't.
All right, I put up with them. It don't mean I have to like them, right?
And
Yeah.
I don't have to be mean. And
Right.
Just
Yes.
have to be
Yeah, you have to be
respectful.
cordial. You don't have to love them.
That's right.
So anyway, this has been cool, girls. And you thought you wouldn't have anything to say. You didn't know
Well, we
what
got a
to say.
lot to say.
You got stuff to say. And
Keep going.
so folks are watching this, and a lot of them wonder if this is worth supporting us for the $9 a month.
I think it's really worth it. I'm going to put some money in.
So
because-
you would say that this is worth supporting, is this ministry?
I really
Very
believe that,
much.
because you guys are very kind to give us a bed and food, and it's all free. So even if I don't eat it, it's still there.
It's there, it's free. Just when I was home growing up, my mother never put a menu in front of me. Ours was we had two choices over the meal: eat it or leave it. And by the time morning come, I was eating something because I'm
Yeah.
hungry come
Right.
bedtime.
Right.
I was raised by my parents didn't have a lot of money, and we had what was on the table. We had plenty of it,
Yeah.
but it was plenty of what was on the table. You didn't go,
Just for
oh,
dinner."
I want chicken nuggets or something.
And I was raised like, like, ooh, yeah. But I learned, not to be like that.
Yep. Well, that's good.
I'm humble. I've never been really humble, and I like it.
Yep.
I really like it
Well, good.
because I learned to know people.
Yep.
And help if I can help
Mhm.
without getting into business.
There you go.
I will do that.
So
You know?
you're finding the other homeless people are just people,
They are.
Yes.
right?
Everybody has an individual problem.
Right. Oh, they wouldn't be here.
That's right.
If anybody says, look, they don't have an issue, I mean,
Yeah.
they're in a homeless shelter. Of course
And
they do.
I
Yes,
believe,
they do.
I believe I have the biggest problem because, like I said, 20-something years, I have never been homeless.
Yep.
Never thought I would ever be homeless.
And
Never thought I'd ever be in jail.
it's
I mean, I'm
amazing
64.
the different
Unlike
ages.
you.
The different ages of everybody here. I'm surprised. Like there's an 18-year-old and then 78.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know.
Maryland's 79.
79, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and I'm older than dirt.
Oh, well.
you're
Yeah.
like, you know.
I'm way out there, honey.
But I still think
But-
I'm 30 or 20.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, my mind says 30. My body says 104. So when I ask you to do stuff, it says, you got to be kidding.
I push myself because if I don't, I'm going to just lay there. And I'm looking at a place to live. I don't have to work, but I want to.
I
I'm
got you.
thinking of working at, not nursing, because I'm a nurse. I'm thinking working at the dollar store up by Tractor Supply.
Oh, the Dollar Tree.
Because I like people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That'd be a
work in
good job.
nursing homes and hospitals.
There you go.
And that's a little bit of money for me, Oh, I want to go get my hair done, and I get paid. So,
Well, hair is important. That's very
oh,
important.
it's very important to me. And
So,
her too.
Yes, actually.
Yeah. Well, ladies, what would you say to somebody who's watching this? They may have a friend or know somebody's on the street and wants a place to go, but they're afraid to go to a homeless shelter. What would you say to them about coming here? What would you say to them, Shannon?
I would say look for shelters by Jesus. So
Amen.
because it's not scary. Like I'm scared of a lot of things and it's not scary here at all.
The only thing I get scared about, I can't be yelled at.
Yep.
Because I had been abused.
You got
by
those
men
issues.
all
Oh,
my
yeah.
life.
Yep.
And
And a lot of people like that, and a lot of people don't move unless you yell at them. And others, if you just look at them cross-eyed, they'll jump and
well,
run.
the thing is they don't know me.
Right,
They
they're
don't
learning.
know my history.
That's right, they're learning.
And I get really angry.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I've been talking like I've talked to Tom today.
Yeah.
He actually listened to me.
Well, he pretended.
No, he wasn't. No, he was listening to me.
Just kidding.
And I
We
really,
love Tommy
I
here.
really felt good.
Good.
And like I said, Seth did an awesome job last night.
Yeah, Seth tries hard. He
Yeah.
works
And like I
hard.
said, I don't like him, but he did a good job last night. Well, he yelled at me.
I'm going to keep that podcast. I can't part with that. I got to show that to Seth. later.
Well, I just feel that way, but I want to not do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel that way.
You'll learn to like him over time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like eating cheese. You don't like it at first, but it grows on you.
But,
Fun
I'm not disrespectful.
I know that.
I'm not mean. Because if I was, I would not go up to him and say,
Yep.
you did a really good job.
Yeah, no, he appreciates that. So all in all, you ladies, you're okay with being here.
Yeah.
I would say
What-
to somebody, come here. If you don't have a home, you don't want to freeze outside, come to the Jesus Shelter. It's what it's called, right?
So shelters by
Shelters by
Jesus.
Jesus.
By Jesus. I'm backwards. And Shelter by Jesus. You'll get a bed. May not be a room, but you'll get a bed.
Yep.
You'll get clean linen, blankets, pillows that are nice and fluffy, and you got food. You can go out, and they just only ask you go to church,
That's right.
and that's it.
That's it.
And that's not much.
Not in exchange for a room and board.
That's right.
Go out and get a rent and get room and board thrown in and see what it costs you.
But
I've
I
been
would say, yeah, the $9 would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've been to a few rehabs, few detoxes, and they treat people better here than at a rehab or a
Yeah.
detox, and you're paying to go there a lot. It's a lot nicer here, and I get to learn something about religion, and it's been good.
Good.
Really good.
Well, ladies, I appreciate you taking some time. I know this isn't podcast ain't your number one thing you do.
No,
This is all new to you. I told you it'd be cool.
I know.
And we do appreciate it, and we hope nothing but the best going forward. I know you both got ideas what you'd like to do with your life, like everybody else does, and I hope that all those things come true for you, and that this place works out to be a great bridge from where you were to where you're headed. And
I just appreciate being humble now.
All right.
'Cause I wasn't like that. I was like, you know.
Well, I'm humbled and very proud of it.
I no, I really feel good.
I know. I'm just playing with you.
I know.
I'm
I
playing
feel good
with
in
you.
my heart because that's what God says in the Bible.
That's right.
Don't judge. He judges. We don't judge.
There you go.
It's none of our business.
There you go. See, now you're learning Bible.
That's right. Well, I know the Bible anyway.
Well, yeah. Just don't like to go and listen to it.
Well, no.
Unless I'm preaching, then you like to
I
listen.
do.
Absolutely.
Well,
No question about
Seth,
it.
Like I said, Seth did a good job.
He does a good job. All my speakers do a good job.
I just don't like yelling. That's all.
Okay. Well, we'll tell him to filter it. Well, ladies, thanks again.
Thank
And,
you.
It's awful nice having you girls here. And
This was fun.
I always say it's the good news, bad news. The good news is you're here. The bad news is you had to be here.
Right.
And, you know, we don't wish anybody to be homeless, but we do our best to help those that are.
Right.
And tomorrow we're headed for Bangor to help the encampments, and we're all excited about that. And so thank you guys for watching.
Thank you very much.
Don't forget, subscribe, hit like, and share with your friends.
Exactly.
And until my next podcast, y'all come back now here.
Ah!